The inspiration for Discord really came from observing how people play games, with their friends. And the rest was history, I guess. So I grew up in Long Island, New York. My dad owned 2 Haagen-Dazs shops. So I got to see him building a small business. He introduced me to computers, and we spent a lot of time in the late 80s. I remember playing like Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego with him on his old Packard Bell in his office. Games gave me a way to do something with my friends or my dad that was fun and interactive, where we could compete and win and lose. And then you could do it in this amazing immersive world. And so it was just this magical combination of being able to go on these adventures and do them with the people in my life that was just so profound, and I think really shaped the course of my entire life. When I turned 13, my family moved to South Florida. I ended up meeting a bunch of friends, and then on my 13th birthday, everyone fell asleep except for me and one other kid. And he said to me, he was like, "Jason, I know how to make video games." I was like, "You do not know how to make video games. You are lying." So we went over to my computer and opened up a DOS prompt in QBasic. He showed me how to draw circles on the screen and how to set up basic question and answer responses. So you could say, there's a forest in front of you and the mountain on the left and the river on the right. My mind was blown. I was like, oh my God, I can make video games. It really kind of kicked off this career of mine that I never would have expected. My journey going to Full Sail was not a straight path. I initially went to a 4-year university. I was so excited. I was like, oh, university computer science. I'm gonna learn the coolest stuff. And I remember sitting in that class, and they taught us how to count in binary. And at this point, I had taught myself to program through high school, so I was making games and software, and I was like, oh my God, I learned this a third of my life ago. I kind of had this existential crisis where I was like, okay, this is not the path for me. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to Full Sail, and I'm gonna study computer animation, because I thought that I knew how to code, and if I could learn computer animation, then I can make websites and I can make video games. I could do it all myself. Really quickly, I realized I was in the wrong program. So I ended up switching to game development. Having friends who you could have fun with, play games with, explore problems with, collaborate with, it was really great because it helped reinforce the focus and excitement of doing the program. And I learned so much about how do you collaborate with people and be on a team. After I got out of Full Sail, I got a job, working in the games industry, and I had always wanted to build my own games company. Kind of started to learn a little bit about how companies work, and I saw things that I thought I could improve on. I really wanted to create a place where people who are dedicated to their craft could focus on making amazing things and not have to feel stressed out about deadlines and pressure that didn't have to be there. When I look at, the people that I work with on my team, I'm just really proud that we've managed to create an environment that people are excited to come to, where people are challenged, they like their teammates, and they're working on interesting problems. I'm most proud of that. Being inducted into the Hall of Fame at Full Sail is such a wild experience. I got the phone call, and I was just like, wait, what? If 19-year-old me knew about that, he would just be like, shut up, that's crazy! So it's such an honor.
Most of Jason's most sort of precious relationships have been around games. Our first date was going to an arcade and playing video games. And so video games are definitely sort of central to a lot of his relationships in his life. And he's been fortunate enough to dedicate his career to making great games, but also products that, gamers can use, and just trying to make things that people really enjoy and that help them enjoy gaming more. Jason is very much a lifelong learner. He enjoys learning and sort of incorporating new knowledge or experiences into his work. And that really, I think, shines in all that he does.
To induct Jason Citron, please welcome Jason's wife, Marlene Citron.
So happy and honored to be with all of you tonight. Jason is a visionary leader who's passion for innovation has transformed the way people connect and communicate. And as his wife, I've had the privilege of witnessing his dedication firsthand, and I couldn't be prouder to introduce him today. So please join me in welcoming our newest Hall of Fame inductee, Jason Citron.
Wow, this is incredible. What a group of people to be part of, and thank you all for coming. So I remember that time 22 years ago I mentioned in the video when I came to my parents and I was just like, this regular school thing isn't cutting it for me. And I remember how the look from my parents about how crazy I was. I was going to drop out of school and go to this alternative school called Full Sail, which at the time, was a much smaller place. And my friends and their families, when I was telling them, they were like, "You're gonna do what?" But I'm really grateful to my mom and my dad who are here tonight for really supporting me and following my dream and supporting me, and for my grandparents who unfortunately are no longer with us. But I love you guys, love you mom, love you dad. Thank you for supporting me and following my dream. And that decision and that you let me do it really changed my life. Building something like Discord and my prior company startups and building a career is really hard work and takes a lot of personal sacrifice, not just from the people doing it, but also from the people around them. So I really want to thank Marlene, my lovely, beautiful wife, for being my rock, my best friend, my biggest supporter for 16 years now, through all the ups and downs of the craziness of building two companies. Thank you. I love you. And yeah, we can clap for that, for Marlene and for all the wives and the kids and the parents and the families. It's a lot doing this stuff. It's a lot. So while I am the one up here receiving this award, and I'm super thankful for it, building something like Discord is truly a team effort. There's 900 people that work on it with me today, and I really want to give a shout out to my team. For anyone who's watching, I'm really grateful for all of you, for all your hard work and your passion and dedication to helping people spend time playing games and having fun with their friends, hanging out online. It's something that I've dedicated my career to, and somehow a bunch of other people thought it was a cool and crazy thing to do together. So we get into all that trouble, and you saw a lot of them in those videos, and it's just been a true honor to work with folks like my co-founder Stan, and over the years, people like my brother Zach, who actually helped with a little stuff for a while, and Eros, and on and on and on. And then lastly, I want to thank the team at Full Sail. Obviously, this event is ridiculous, but more for just building the school and being dedicated to creating a place that can give kids a different path in life if maybe the normal paths aren't working out for them. It really wasn't for me, and the fact that Full Sail existed gave me a different way to pursue my dreams that really fit so well for me, like being able to immerse myself in an environment where I could dedicate myself to the craft of game programming. It was truly profound. So thank you all for your dedication to students and for building an amazing place where so many people can follow their dreams. And yeah, well, thank you all. This is incredible. I can't see anybody because the lights are so bright, but wow. Thank you.